Um,
Dan,
I'm
I
looking
did
at
something.
let me describe to the audience.
Describe what's going on.
We have a Facebook Marketplace listing of used shoes
Yeah.
when it says message sent to seller, which means Bruce has inquired about the used shoes for $10. And I am I,
I,
I am
oh,
horrified by the.
I love this
I mean, to
so
be
much.
fair, the picture doesn't look terrible. You can see a little foot stains going on in a couple of
I
them,
love this
but
so
like
much, dude.
it's
This is
just
great.
all men's 10. Is it $10 each or $10 for all of them?
It's $10 for each pair. So okay. So I sent this to Dan because I know Dan would get such a kick out of this. Like Dan skeeves pretty hardcore at stuff like this, and rightly so. Most people would skeeve at it. And for the goyas that don't know what skeeve means, it's essentially means grossed out, right?
Right.
So Dan, so okay, this is interesting, Dan. This is okay. My whole life I've been a size 10 for shoes, and I wear mainly Adidas, and I wear Adidas primarily, and I know that I'm a size 10. That way I can buy them online and stuff like that. That I'll know they'll fit me, and I don't have to go into a store and buy these things. So I told you recently in a podcast a while ago, I told you that like now they're starting to get snug. I'm like, what the fuck? And I Googled it. I said, hey, Google, you know how you can like say it into the phone? It's the
Right.
best. Uh, Google, do men's feet get bigger with age? And of course, the answer comes up, yes, men's feet do get bigger, you know, and it says that the arc will collapse a little bit. And also it says, quite frankly, after 50, you're going to weigh more than you did when you were 20. I'm like, that's true. When I was 20, I was 135 pounds soaking wet. I'm now ringing in at like 160. Actually, after Thanksgiving, now I'm up to 170. I gained 10 pounds in the past few days, right?
What's wrong with that?
But fuck it, you know. But anyway, so now I'm like, okay, so now I'm looking for a pair of sneakers because I need sneakers. And I will say that, like, for the past 3 years, I have not worked for my mental health and I don't give a fuck. And yes, this makes me, there we go. This is a very good photo of the difference of Bruce
I'm
at age.
wondering. I mean, looking at this picture, it makes total sense why you're flattened a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because of the heft that's supporting the
Yeah.
dude on the right,
You weighed
your feet are gonna like
7 pounds.
smush.
You weighed 96 pounds in the picture on the left, and on the right, you're normal. You're not fat. You're just normal weight. You know.
That's a grown man. That's a stuffing eating,
Yeah.
roll eating, pizza eating, fucking trough of mac and cheese eating, you know,
Yeah.
55-year-old man.
A trough of mac and
A
cheese.
trough.
Okay,
You know.
so all right, so you're now a 10.5. Is that where you're
Please
getting
go.
at?
Please take this photo down and put the sneakers back up.
All right, hold on.
So anyway, okay. So I went to the mall a little while ago and I realized, okay, Adidas I'm 10.5. I know. But I know that I tried on some Vans because I was looking for Vans that were new in the store, and I wear a size 10 in Vans. And of course, you know, I didn't like the fact that I was at the mall trying on these new shoes. Dan, new Vans at the store are $100, $100. And I'm like looking at Ralph. There's no
No, they're
way
not. I just Googled. They're $45.
No, they're not.
I just Googled it. I was curious. Vans.
Well, some of them are 55 and whatever. But
$42 for Vans Ward men's shoes. They're lace ups. $42 at Kohl's.
All right. Well, you
$49
buy them
at Zappos.
online. You got hopefully they got the right color, whatever. And even
Right.
I'll say this: 45, 55. I'm like, no, I'm not spending that. I'm not because now I'm super cheap, dude. So
Well,
this is
you're
what I
not
want
gonna.
to get
I
to.
mean, for shoes, that's cheap.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. Look, I'm not working. This is my year 3 of not working. I have so little money in the bank now. Ro, look, I'm not totally in the trenches.
No.
I've got investments and shit. I'm retired. I'm not going to work another day in my life. I don't give a fuck. I'm making art and I'm selling it, but for right now, I'm very poor. Like I don't have much money in the bank at all. And Ro was like, "You better make it last to 62. That's when you get your money." And I'm like, "All right." So this is where we're at. I'm like, okay, now I find myself looking for used shoes on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh my
And I
God.
pull up Van size 10. I search in, I'm a size 10, and this guy is selling this. You can see there he's got he's got like 12 pairs of sneakers. And Dan, okay, this is so funny. So okay, I decide I text this guy. It says sent message to seller.
I gotta know what the fuck. Do you ask him if he had toenail fungus? Like, what do you ask?
No, I didn't ask nothing. I was like, "Where are you?" He's like, "I'm in Scottsdale." I'm like, "All right."
You love it up there.
Yeah, I hate Scottsdale, right? But anyway, I'm like, $10 is a good deal. And so I text him on the message. I'm like, "How fucked up are these things?" And then here's the deal. He's a younger kid, and you can tell the reason they're not. If you were able to look close at all these photos, they're not that fucked up. The reason that he's got all these different Vans is because he's one of these kids that was into style, and like the pairs of shoes, like the turquoise sneakers wore it when he had a turquoise hat that matched. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Young people will often do this.
To be fair, as used shoes go,
right,
these do not look that terrible.
And
they are still
100%. They're still
used shoes.
But I could tell from the way that they're laced. See how they're all laced, like going sideways, like
right.
Okay, this is clearly a young kid, and I checked his profile. He's not some dirtbag. This guy works as a pharmacist in the hospital. Okay, and I'm like, all right, this guy, which is another whole podcast. I'm like, why is this guy concerned about making $10 if he's working as a pharmacist in a hospital? Which those people make money, Dan.
I know,
right? But that's a whole other
hassle. Thing. So there's 12 pairs, $10, $120. The hassle of getting that $120 and meeting 12 different people, because you're gonna be a pain in the ass. You're gonna show up there,
dude. I thought this whole thing.
You're gonna show up and you're gonna be like, all right, let me look at these. Okay, no, those aren't good.
I don't know if you turn them down, like this guy's wasting his time. I mean, look, if I'm this guy and I'm a pharmacist and I'm 35 years old, I'm throwing all these things right in the trash. Right. I am. Yeah. I'll be honest. And I don't understand this hustle mindset of like, I got to make money no matter what. So anyway, I drive all the way up to the fucking hospital. I'm sitting there. The guys meet me at the hospital. I work all day. I'm a pharmacist. I get there and he's not responding to his texts. I'm sitting in the parking lot of a hospital, Dan, for like 30 minutes, like texting this guy. I'm like, where are you? I'm here. Where are you? I'm here. Finally, I mean, I'm waiting for 35 minutes. Finally, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was with a patient who was coding. Now, I know what that means. I'm like, you're with a patient who is coding, which means he's dying, and he had to like rush pills to some guy, and he's in the hospital, and he's trying to hawk $10 Vans to some fucking dirtbag, aka me, in the parking lot. Like, I don't understand any of this, right? And look at me, I look very shuffly. I'm like, this is fucked up. So finally, I'm like, and you should have seen this whole thing. Parking lot of the hospital is enormous. I'm sending him screenshots of where I am. I'm at the north end. Blah, blah, blah. This is going back and forth. And now I'm thinking, like, this is not worth it's worth it for me, but is it worth it for this guy, a pharmacist, who's probably pulling down $100K a year? Easy, right? I got $7,000 in the bank.
So you're like you're in this enormous lot. You're in like Goofy 7, like Disney.
Oh my God, Dan.
And you're telling this guy, I'm over by the entrance to the pathology unit. And there's a red Volkswagen here,
and it's clear that the guy can't find you. Where are you? I get on a wall. I'm gonna start waving around. He's like, come over to the red tent by the entrance. So I drive over there and I roll up to the guy. Now this guy's like a sort of like a 35-year-old, well put together, Latino guy, right? Yeah. And he is dressed in his farm, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I was late. A patient was coding. I had to get them their meds. And I almost said, I am Dan. The curiosity almost I was like, what are you doing selling these fucking sneakers, bro? You're a pharmacist.
You really need $120 that bad?
You really need. And then he had a lot. Is like $10 each, or you can buy the whole lot for $80.
Oh.
So here's the deal. I had you can see the turquoise pair of sneakers up there, Dan. I love turquoise. And I say, oh, I want that turquoise pair of sneakers for $10. Dan, this story goes deeper because I also went to a different lady and got a different pair of sneakers that were new. I know Dan would love this whole sneaker situation. So funny.
So you basically blew a day of your life getting 2 pairs of sneakers.
An entire day, Dan.
Between this guy and the lady.
Okay, so this guy, so I finally meet him, and he's standing out there, and it's clear that he had to take his fucking break from work, and he's got two. He ran through the fucking lobby, and he had him inside in his break room, or whatever. He's got these two big bags, right? And he comes out and he puts them by my car, and I start shuffling through them. I'm like, can I try these on? Yeah. So I try on the. Oh yeah, yeah. So I try on the pair. I try on the pair of blue. Dan, I wear nice new thick socks, but I got to see if they fit. Right? Dan. So I quick try on the pair of the blue sneakers, and I'm like, they fit, right? I didn't walk around. I just quickly put them on my foot. I wanted to see if they fit. I'm like, all right. So the blue pair, I'm like, okay, I want these. And then I go, see the pair on the right that are like two-tone, like blue and light blue?
Yes.
And like, I want these. I look at those. I don't need to try them on. I know that they're whatever. And then I'm like, but then the fucking haggler in me.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
The haggler in me got me.
So, Dan. 18.
No. So Dan, so he's selling it for $10, and I know that he wants to sell the whole lot for fucking 80. And I go, I want these turquoise ones. I want these duotone ones. I'm at 20 for these two pair, right? He goes, yeah. And then I'm looking at the solid black pair on the bottom, and I go, would you do 3 pairs for 25? He's standing there with his hospital ID badge and his scrubs on and shit like this. And I'm haggling over $10 sneakers, dirty in the parking lot, Dan. And I'm sure his coworker, look, I was more embarrassed for him than me. I'm fine being me. I really am. I'm fine being me. But Dan, I was sitting on the blacktop putting sneakers on my feet, and I bet he had coworkers walking out being like, what's Hector doing selling shoes to this fucking guy? Like, what is going on over there? Hector, do we not pay you enough? I just named him. But I'm like, what is going on? So then Hector goes, all right, I'll take 25 for Dan, it gets worse. I'll take 25 for 3 pairs.
No.
And I'm like, sounds good. I'll do that. No. And he goes, why don't you then Hector goes, why don't you buy all of them for $50? Buy all of them for $50. And I gave it
got them all with him?
Oh yeah, he's got 2 big shopping bags, like fucking one in each hand, like, and we're talking. And all this is he doesn't have his car. He's on foot, and he's by the entrance of the hospital. His coworkers are walking in and out, seeing this, right? And that's why I'm like, I'm comfortable being me. I don't give a fuck. This guy's got to be embarrassed. He's young. He's got coworkers. He's a fucking pharmacist and so. I go, no, I can't spend $50 on all these things. I don't really. And then I bust out the money, and then he goes, $40, take them all. $40, take them all. And Dan, I'm like, no, I'm not spending. I don't want 40. Dan, what am I going to do with 12 pairs? I don't need that. I just need a couple pair of sneakers, utilitarian, that I can wear at East Jesus, get paint on them. They're not nice. I just fucking, my feet have a big. And I got to have shoes. And I'm not buying 45 new pairs of shoes to get paint on them. Dan, at least you can agree with me on that. If I'm going to wear these things out for chore day and get paint on them, I'm not spending $50 on a brand new pair of sneakers that's going to get fucked up. Can you relate to me on any level on that?
No.
So anyway,
you know what I do when I want a pair of shoes, Bruce?
You go to the store and you buy them. No, you buy them online.
I get on Zappos. Yeah. I know what brand. I know what size. I press one button and that's it.
You're done.
That's
I spent an entire day, and that's not even talking about the first lady, dude. But like this is so. I walked out of there with 3 pairs of sneakers there for Dan. Look.
Did you clean them?
Okay, now here's the thing. I did the oxy bath, Dan.
Okay, good. All right.
So you get home. Here's what you do. You get home, and this OxyClean. Do you know what this product is? It's fucking great. Huh?
Yeah, of course.
It's great. If you get a 5-gallon bucket and you fill it with water, hot water, and you put a good amount of oxy, more than they tell you to put in, 2 big scoops of OxyClean, and you throw all these sneakers in there and you stir them around, and you let them hang out for a couple hours or a day, bro. It's going to kill everything in there, and it's not going to bleach them. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. All right, this makes me feel. This is the only part of the story I can relate to at all.
Right?
Is that you cleaned the used shoes?
I mean, I'm 100%.
You got the guy's toe jam out of there. You got that with no nail fungus out of there. The boogers fell in the middle of the night. Those are there.
But I agree with you that it is gross that I put his sneakers on my feet right off the bat. But here's the thing: I will say this. the shoes were all immaculately taken care of. Like you could tell, like this guy had them for.
Bruce, it's not a Toyota. It's a fucking pair of shoes.
I know.
Okay. The minute you walk out of the store with a pair of shoes, they are soiled to me. I'm not interested.
Yeah,
in
you're
that.
like Jerry Seinfeld, who like has the belt and the belt touched the end of the urinal, and he throws the whole belt in the trash.
Yeah, I look, man. I don't consider myself to be a snob, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I have
I
have certain red lines in my life.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have.
And used, like, okay, I wouldn't buy used clothes at all.
But
I could maybe see, like, like a vintage concert shirt or something that you wash really well.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason shoes seem worse, and I don't know why.
No, shoes are gross. I mean, because of toe fungus and because, of all that and stuff like that. And you roll the dice.
At least you're not buying used underwear. Like,
I would never. No, yeah. I don't do that. I told you about that in podcast. So anyway, so this was this guy, but okay. I hate to. All right, Dan, real quick. So before I did this, I ran across in my shoe shopping on Facebook. I ran across a woman who is selling on Facebook Marketplace a pair of Adidas that were brand new, size 10.5. They were red.
In box? In box?
In the box.
Okay.
And they were red and they had the stripes on the side. And she had a lot of photos and showing the bottom of it. You could tell this thing was immaculate, right? And I didn't ask her too many questions, but this was on the day of that I bought these shoes. I met this woman. It definitely a waste of whole day driving around, the entire day, right? So she was selling a brand new pair of Adidas. It said $40. It was marked down to 35. My size, brand new in the box. And like, I do like a pair of new shoes that I wear when I do things with the Banditos, because I like to look crisp on that day. You know what I mean? And I like to wear red and have like the whole outfit together. It's the one time that I really give a shit about my appearance. And so she had these red sneakers. They were Adidas. They were the right kind and all this. And I knew these things are 65. So I'm like, 35, that's good. So I text her. We meet at a gas station. She drives up. Dan, we meet at a gas station. And and I know she's looking at me like, this guy's a problem, right? I can tell, right? Like, I'm the problem, right? Like, this guy, who the fuck is buying sneakers? So, but mind the way, she goes, I'm in the Bronco. I'm in the blue Bronco. And I look around the parking lot. There is a brand new blue Bronco, like one of these brand new ones that just dripping with money, right? And again, with the guy with the pharmacist, like, why is she selling shoes? She's driving a brand new Bronco. This vehicle costs $50,000. Why? That's more money than I would make in a year on my best day. Like, and so she gets out of the car. She's got kids in the back of the car. And she comes out with the box. I'm like, hi, I'm Bruce. Hi, I'm whatever. So I got it. I'm like, what's the story? That's what I say. What's the story here? She's like, my husband was shopping for stuff and she needed to spend another $30 to get the free shipping. We got these shoes for my teenager. He's a freshman in high school. We got them. And of course, like, the kids that age, Mom, I don't like these. And that story jives, Dan.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That story jives. And I looked in the back of the kid, and there's the kid back there. And he's just like this fucking mop-headed, broccoli-headed fucking playing on his phone. And I'm like, the story tracks. I just want to know the story, and the story tracks, right? So she goes, okay, here they are in the box. So again, I'm the problem because I get down and I sit down on the blacktop and put my feet and put my fucking feet. I'm like, can I try them on? She's like, yeah. So I put them right on and they're on my feet for no more than 2 seconds. And I'm like, sold. And I get up and I give her the money and we chat a little bit and off I go. So at the end of the day, for 25 there and 20 for $50, I've got 4 pairs of sneakers. One of them's brand new. 3 of them are going to be beaters. And my whole shoe situation is taken care of. Whereas before, my feet got bigger. I had no pairs. I was wearing flip-flops out and about. It's cold out here. I had no fucking, because my feet got big. So that's the whole story there. And I had to tell you that because I knew Dan would be like, Dan, like, I was driving around from one place to the other going, I have a friend named Dan who would like, doesn't understand, like would not do this.
No, I mean, my time is too valuable to me, man. I mean, I know you got to spend more. I know all that, but like, I couldn't just shit can a day of my life
I had a lovely day, Dan. I drove around. I got a bagel.
Ah, I like the bagel.
Drove around in the car. I stopped at a few yard sales. You know, looked through them.
Yeah, this is, you and I have met much in common. This is one of those things we do not have in common. That's
No,
okay.